Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Learning Room. This is Lecture 13 of our crash course in morphology. This is part 3 of the topic approaches in morphology. In this lecture, we will discuss the third approach, the word-based approach. If you are not familiar with the first approach, morpheme-based approach, please watch Lecture 11, and for second approach, Lexeme-Based Approach, watch Lecture 12. By the end of this lecture, you will be able to compare the three approaches, understand their strengths and limitations, and see how they contribute to the broader study of morphology. As we have already discussed that there are three principal approaches to morphology, and each tries to capture different aspects. And this lecture is all about third one, which is known as word-based morphology, which normally makes use of word paradigm approach. Let's dive into it. Word-based approach. In the word-based approach, the word is considered the primary unit of analysis rather than the morpheme. This approach explains morphology by examining the relationships and processes between whole words. Instead of dividing words into smaller meaningful parts, it focuses on how one word is formed from another. Word-based morphology is also known as word and paradigm approach. This notion takes paradigms as a central notion. For example, when word teach became teacher, the suffix "er" is added to form an agent noun, meaning a person who teaches. A new word is formed by applying the regular rule. And this approach put focus on this process of creating a new word out of a word. Word-based morphology is a hypothesis proposed by Mark Aronoff in 1976. According to this hypothesis, regular word formation processes are based on whole words rather than smaller units like morphemes. A new word is created by applying a regular morphological rule to an already existing word. Both the original word and the newly formed word belong to major lexical categories such as noun, verb, adjective, or adverb. Now we will discuss the strength of word-based morphology. One strength of the word-based approach is that it avoids problematic morpheme segmentation. Some words cannot be clearly or meaningfully divided into smaller morphemes. For example, words such as receive, deceive, and conceive contain the segment "ceive," which does not occur independently with a clear meaning. The word-based approach therefore avoids forcing unnecessary segmentation and instead treats these forms as whole words. Another strength of the word-based approach is that it clearly explains word formation processes. It effectively describes derivation and other morphological operations by showing the relationship between whole words. For example, drive driver and sing singer demonstrate the formation of new words through derivation. In these examples, the suffix "er" is added to a verb to form an agent noun. The general rule can be expressed as verb plus "er" agent noun. One more strength of the word-based approach is its flexibility in handling irregular patterns. It can describe relationships between words without requiring strict morpheme boundaries. For example, the relationships between speak and speech and strong and strength involve changes that cannot be explained easily through simple morpheme segmentation. The word-based approach, therefore, focuses on the connection between complete words rather than forcing them into fixed morphological parts. Another advantage is that it reflects word families and the natural growth of vocabulary. This approach emphasizes how whole words are related to one another within the lexicon. This approach also has some limitations. One limitation of the word-based approach is that it provides less detailed morpheme analysis. Since the approach focuses mainly on whole words, it may overlook the internal morphological structure of a word. For example, the word unhappiness can be divided into the morphemes und plus happy plus ness. The internal composition and individual functions of these morphemes may not be fully emphasized in the word-based approach. Another limitation of the word-based approach is that it can be less systematic in morphological analysis. Without clearly identified morphemes, the approach may seem less precise in explaining structural patterns within words. This lack of detailed segmentation can make it harder to describe consistent morphological structures. The word-based approach also faces difficulties in explaining complex inflectional patterns. Inflectional paradigms often require detailed morpheme analysis to show grammatical changes accurately. Because the word-based approach emphasizes whole words, it may oversimplify certain inflectional processes. This table gives a quick comparison of the three morphological approaches. Morpheme-based morphology treats the morpheme as the smallest meaningful unit of language. Its primary focus is the segmentation of words into smaller meaningful parts. Word-based morphology considers the word as the central unit of analysis. It mainly explains derivational processes and relationships between whole words. Lexeme-based morphology takes the lexeme as the basic abstract unit representing related word forms. Its focus is on paradigms and the relationships among different forms of the same lexeme. That's all for today's lecture. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the next lecture. If you have any questions, feel free to write them in the comment section. I'd be happy to answer them. Your feedback really matters to us, so let us know whether these lectures are helpful and how we can make them even better. Your room to learn is just a click away. Like and subscribe today.